about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about. Let's talk about. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host, and Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Mindset Monday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to chat about something that is interesting and intriguing. And today, our topic is Money Matters, Impact on Mental Health. We know the holidays are upon us, with Thanksgiving being this coming Thursday and Christmas right around the corner. And so we're going to be spending money, right? Between buying food and gifts and traveling and all the things. And so sometimes that can bring about some mental strain and stress and anxiety and depression. And so we want to talk about our money scripts and our money stories and how we can change that narrative so that we can have some healthy mental capacity around all of that. And my very special guest is Ms. Nia Mason. And so I'm super excited and delighted to have her with me tonight. But before I bring her on, I need to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? Let us know in the comments. Put your city and state. We'll give you a shout out. This is an interactive live, and we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. And so this is the opportunity for us to engage with one another in a healthy and a productive way. Miss Mason is a pageant queen, and I had the great opportunity of meeting her at a Working Class Wednesday the earlier part of this year. I think it was over the summer. And so she reached out, and she is quite an industrious young lady who is doing some great things in the community. And so we had this talk, and she said, I want to talk about financial issues, money issues, and mental health. So I said, let's do it. Let's do it. So I think this is so timely to have this conversation again with the holidays upon us. Well, no one is chiming in right now, but that's all right. I see y'all out there, so hopefully y'all won't be shy during this discussion. But I'm going to go ahead and share some of Miss Mason's bio. Nia Mason is a dedicated student leader, nonprofit founder, and advocate for the HBCU community. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the acronym HBCU, that's Historical Black College and University. She is the founder and CEO of HBCU Motivation, Inc., which empowers HBCU students through scholarships and mentorship. And she told me right before we came on that she's about to announce the recipient of her second scholarship of $1,000, which I think is so commendable. She'll be announcing that recipient tomorrow. So bravo to you, Miss Mason, for putting together this nonprofit and being able to support collegiate students in this way. As Miss Black North Tallahassee, USA, Nia promotes financial literacy, educational empowerment, and mental health awareness. In addition to her role as president of the Kemetic Mathematical Society, she serves as vice president of the International Association of Black Actuaries, FAMU chapter, because that's what she's studying, actuary science, and financial secretary of the FAMU Student National Alumni Association. Her accomplishments include attending the Liberty Mutual Insurance Unite Summit and the Department of Defense HBCUMI Conference, as well as presenting research at the Undergraduate Research Symposium. Her work reflects a strong commitment to uplifting and inspiring the HBCU community. Y'all help me welcome Miss Nia Mason. Yay. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. So tell the people, who is Miss Nia Mason? Not what you do, but who are you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mia Mason. I currently study actuarial science at FAMU, and I'm actually a lover and a just love the environment, love to run as well. If it's not taking care of the environment or the community, I am also just taking care of my well-being. So that's just me without the bio.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you again for being here. As I mentioned before I read your intro or your bio, you're very involved with, doing a nonprofit. So I want you to talk just a little bit about what kind of inspired you to start your nonprofit organization.
What really inspired me to start my nonprofit organization, HBCU Motivation Incorporated, was simply because I just never received a scholarship. Coming to college, I didn't have a scholarship, and I really wanted hardworking people like myself to have a chance to actually receive scholarship money to be able to do things positively in the world. And that's why I wanted to found HBCU Motivation. And I'm glad I did because I have helped so many lives and just inspire other people to continue doing what they do, like no matter where they come from.
Nice, nice, nice. I love that. Well, again, as I read, financial literacy is something that you're interested in. Mental health and wellness is something that you're interested in, particularly for young people. So, you and I talked again prior to this broadcast, and some of the things that we talked about were the self-care, the stress, those things that kind of come about when you are kind of in anguish as it relates to your money matters. And so talk to me about, kind of from a student perspective, what that kind of looks like. You are coming into your own in terms of now not being in your parents' home and trying to figure out the whole time management piece and financial management for that matter, right?
Right. It's
Mm,
very crucial.
okay. And so what has been your experience as a young person trying to figure out this whole adulting and money management piece?
Yes. So when I think about self care and stress, I think of relaxation techniques such as like mindfulness, exercising, and journalizing. I wake up early in the morning and go run to just clear my head out, and that really helps me. And I unmanage stress by prioritizing self care, such as getting my nails done or simply just doing things that just make me happy.
Okay, all right. And so again, as a student, what are some of the things that students are experiencing as it relates to money matters?
As students, I feel like we really need to focus on needs versus wants,
Mm-hmm.
focus on essential needs like versus discretionary spending wants. And I use the 50-30-20 rule, which is 50% needs, 30% wants, and 20% saving. And ever since I incorporated that in my college career, I've been really doing well with actually saving my money.
Okay, so 50% needs, 30% wants, and what was the 20?
20% saving.
Savings. Okay. So that's been working out pretty well for you?
Pretty well. The savings adds up over time, but you just have to have discipline to be able to continue it.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm gonna pause right here because I noticed some folks did join us. My mom, thank you for being here, Ma. I love you so much. Miss Arnithia Brown in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Thank you for joining us. and Miss Jeanette in Miami. Thank you for being here, Miss Jeanette. We appreciate your continued support. So I like that formula of 50% needs, 30% wants, and 20% savings. So if you I think budgeting is something that people really struggle with.
Yeah.
And so typically with that budget piece, savings is normally the first thing to go, meaning that people will be tempted not to save. How do you stay disciplined as it relates to that?
How I stay disciplined as it relates to saving only 20% versus 50% needs is because simply as a college student, I have to focus on my needs before like wants or savings, but I do have to be able to still have that balance and still focus on school. So I
Okay.
just always keep in mind that if I save a certain amount each time, it's going to keep adding up in the future, no matter how little or big it is.
Okay. Well, I like your determination because again, you have some folks that have been around for a long time that have a difficult time with doing that. So priorities. How do you prioritize these things? I mean, sometimes expenses can be a lot. Like rent can be a lot. Utilities, all of these things. How do you prioritize these things?
I use the urgent versus important framework and also use planners and time blocking apps. I'm
Okay.
such a planner type of girl. I color coordinated and everything, and I use Time Tree as a app with all of my organizations.
Okay.
I will always recommend using that app to anybody as well. And you can combine certain calendars together or just look at one calendar so you won't get overwhelmed if you are.
Okay, that's good to know. Time tree, hadn't heard of that, but I definitely need to check that out. And urgent versus important. So talk a little bit about that. Did you hear me?
No.
Oh, I said urgent versus important. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So when I think about urgent, I think about the things that comes first, such as gas, such as all the food that I need to cook throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
I heard for many people they started doing I can't think of the word right now, but it's when you save your plates throughout the week and like you cook with one time. And
Is this
that
like
really works out. Yes, that really works.
okay?
Well, and it really helps with saving money as well.
Okay.
And planners really help with saving money as well. But to be honest, you do dip into your money sometimes, but you just got to stay urgent and stay focused and disciplined.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to get our viewers involved. Have you all heard of that method of urgent versus important? And if so, if you've heard of it, let us know if you have used that before. Urgent versus important. I actually have kind of mapped that out once or twice before, based on one of my business coaches brought that to my attention. So I'm familiar with the term, but I probably have not used it to its fullest capability. I see Miss Kesey has joined us, who is in Tallahassee. Thank you for being here, Miss Kesey. And then the Time Tree app, again, I definitely got to check that out. If it's going to help us be more efficient and to stay on task, we definitely want to use those tools for sure, for sure. All right. So, what are some of the other things that we should be mindful of as we prepare to look at our money matters? I think one of the things that you and I talked about was kind of our motivation and goals as it relates to our money matters. Correct?
Yes. I use vision boards, affirmation, and I celebrate small wins when I think about motivation or my simple goals.
Okay.
A lot of people use the SMART goal method, but I really just stick to affirmations when I'm down or really need to uplift myself in certain moments. And those
Okay.
simple as I am confident that I know the answers before a test, or I am confident
Mhm.
that I am going to do well in this show. And it just really helps with my boost of emotion and confidence.
Okay.
And that's why I always do the annual vision party with my nonprofit for the year. So that's why I'm really big on vision boards, just visioning your future. And that's just really what I think about when I think about motivation or goals.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your annual vision board session that you do.
So every beginning of January, I do a vision board party with my organization that I joined in high school called Lambda Zeta Chi. It's a organization where it's a group of small black individual little girls who just come together and just do service group projects and mold you into the woman you are. And I pair that with HBCU Motivation Incorporated because I just wanted to be able to create a space for little girls and just anybody who wants to join the vision party just to vision their future and to create a space as well.
Nice. I love vision boards, and vision board parties or gatherings. I've led a few and attended a few. And I must say that it has been effective in my life. It's been a while since I've done one. So I definitely want to plan to do something like that to start off 2025. So we have a few people that have joined us and have commented. Miss Christina Mason, sounds like she might be some relation to you.
Yes. Right?
Okay. And who is this?
She is my bonus mom.
Oh, nice. All right. She said, absolutely. You must always keep urgent versus important in mind to reach your goals. Yes. Thank you for joining us, Miss Mason. Jasmine Jenkins, she said, I use Time Tree as well. It's very helpful. Okay. Thank you for that. And Lester Mason in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Thank you for joining us. And who is Lester?
It's my dad. Hey,
Hey,
Dad.
Dad. Thank you for being here, Dad. We appreciate you. All right. So one of the things that you and I talked about too was social media comparisons, right?
Right.
And so how can that impact our mental health and our money matters for that matter?
Social media plays a big part in our mental health. I
Hmm.
like to avoid harmful comparison and just create a positive feed of positivities, which is focus on personal progress and not others, and just not comparing yourself to others as well. Because social media does try to show people not the real life, as I can say, and it's just not positive.
All right. So I think with social media, I mean, it has its place. I tend to use it for myself as a connector and as a tool. But yes, you got to have a strong mind to not get tied up into those comparisons, right? I feel like when you see somebody that's doing well, at least from my perspective, I want to wish them well. And maybe I use what I see them doing as an inspiration for me. Like if they can do it, I can do it, but not from you know, oh, woe is me or a jealousy standpoint, right? But really just like they inspire me to move forward. Like if they can do it, I can do it, and I can use maybe some of their enthusiasm, ingenuity, as some inspiration for me. We got a few more folks that have joined us. I see Miss Tammy Jackson, who is down in Tallahassee. Yes, thank you for being here, trying to tap in. I appreciate you, Miss Tammy. And Ozzy, who is in Virginia Beach, Virginia, who is a clinician there. Thank you for being here, Ozzy. I appreciate you. All right. So I want to also, as it relates to the whole social media comparison piece, well, you don't know what people's financial situations are, and a lot of times people are presenting their best selves, right? Making it look like this is, every day is their best life, and we know that that's not necessarily the case, right?
Mm.
So how do you kind of sift through all of that and manage those thoughts about, people looking like they balling or living large or whatever the case may be?
How I really try to manage that is just to focus on just having my page set up how I like it and like the way that I have it set up instead of trying to compare myself to others. I know
Mhm,
it's hard when you like follow big known people that you aspire to be because I know I follow a lot of people that I aspired to be when I grow up. And so
mhm.
it is kind of hard when I compare myself to them, but you just have to stay strong willed and just be happy and continue to strive for your best self and be happy within so you won't have the need to compare.
Gotcha. No, that's good advice. I really hope that there's some young people on here hearing the things that you have to say, because I think it is so just valuable to hear it from another young person. I know that there are comparisons out there. I know that, and not only young people, but human beings have a lot of wants, and desires and that sort of thing. But we really have to focus in on kind of, what the true goals are and the things that are really that are most meaningful, right?
Right.
So I mentioned, when I was reading your bio or before I read your bio about our money stories. Okay. And when I talk about money stories, what I mean is those beliefs and attitudes that we have about money. For some of us, it could be positive. For some of them, it could be negative. Some of us may have some limiting beliefs or some self sabotaging thoughts about money. And we can speak about money in our lives in a not so positive way, right?
Right.
How many times you hear somebody talk about, I'm broke?
All the time.
Right. And so they may be saying that to somebody, a friend or a relative or whatever, but the friend or relative is not the only person that hears it. They hear that too.
They do.
And so what does that do to them? How do they internalize that? Broke is not just a financial state of mind, right?
Right.
Hmm. And words make a difference, right?
Right. I just feel like when it comes to thinking about that management with money, you really just have to be not overwhelmed and connect with a therapist or a financial advisor. Seek professional help if you ever get that farther. I would prioritize spending habits or view budgeting as a tool for freedom or even celebrate progress and not just gaps.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull our viewers in. Miss Juanita Mason has just joined us. The Masons are here tonight. You hear me? I love it. And who is Miss Juanita?
She's my grandma.
Thank you for being here, Grandma. We appreciate you. She said, "I love you, Nia." All right, all right. So Miss Tammy has commented. She said most of the time. So I think she was responding to that comment about I'm broke. I'm broke. She said, when I say broke, I mean I tapped out on what I will use. Okay. All right. But we need to reframe our words, right? Because if you say you broke, yeah, you broke. And you gonna be broke. All right. So maybe my resources are limited at this time, or something else, but we need to reframe our thoughts about money, and maybe those limiting beliefs that we have about money. Understanding your current money script, money story can help you create a new one.
Yes, and that's why I'm really big on affirmations. Creating positive affirmations really do help.
Mhm. Yes. So again, challenging us to examining those negative beliefs that you have about money and replace it with beliefs that are empowering. So money is a tool for positive change. It can be a tool for abundance in your life. You mentioned those positive affirmations. So, one of the affirmations could be, I am attracting wealth and abundance into my life with smart financial decisions and opportunities. I love that one. I really do. I am attracting wealth and abundance into my life with smart financial decisions and opportunities. You agree?
Yes, that one is very deep. I
That
love
was. It's very thoughtful. Now, I will tell y'all I'm cheating a little bit because I got that from an article on Psychology Today entitled Six Ways to Conquer Financial Stress and Anxiety. But I love the idea of you are attracting this abundance into your life, and that's as a result of you making smart financial decisions and opportunities, right? And so how do we get smart about these things? We study, we research, we surround ourselves with other folks that are, at the place that we want to be, right?
right.
Okay. All right. So some folks are chiming in. Miss Tammy said, I agree. Love it. Please say that again. Okay. Give me one moment. We got Wilson. Yes. Words matter. Agree. Thank you so much. So that affirmation was, I am attracting wealth and abundance into my life with smart financial decisions and opportunities. I am attracting wealth and abundance into my life with smart financial decisions and opportunities. And so, again, one of the ways that you do that is surround yourself with positive influence. Surround yourself with people who have healthy relationships with money, who inspire and motivate you to succeed. Avoid people who perpetuate negative beliefs or engage in unhealthy financial habits, right? And you can apply mindfulness to your finances. Some of those mindfulness practices can be beneficial in helping you reduce financial anxiety. So increase your self awareness. Mindfulness cultivates self awareness by allowing you to observe your feelings and thoughts without judgment. So you're not always going to make the best financial decision, but you're striving for that, right? And so give yourself grace as it relates to it, right? Give yourself grace, but learn from it. Like be self-aware enough to say, that really wasn't the best decision. And so the next time I have some money and I can, do something discretionary, I'm going to do something smarter, something wiser, something that's going to benefit me in the long run, right?
Mhm.
Yes. So, for instance, for you, Miss Mason, you are saving. And is this savings that you are setting up for a rainy day, or do you have a goal in mind for your savings?
When I have a It's a goal in mind with my savings. It's not really like a money goal, it's more of the fact that I have money put away for a cushion because life do happen. So
Mm,
I want to always be financially stable that I can afford those times where I do need to pull some extra change from somewhere. So it's not like I'm saving for like something big like a car or a house right now. I'm just saving so I can have the ability to have some cushion in my life without worrying. So
I love that. And that is a very healthy habit. I think getting in the habit of saving is so important. Um, because like you said, life happens
life,
and you definitely want to have something such that you don't have to depend on a credit card, so that you don't have to depend on a loan. If you have something to go towards it, that would be great, whatever it is. Because the car is going to break down, or you're going to have to get something replaced, or again, everything is going up. We've talked about rent, insurance, all of these things are steadily increasing. So getting into the habit of setting some money aside, setting some savings aside for yourself, I think is so imperative.
yes, and I
Imperative, indeed. All right, so I'm gonna pause right here. We are about halfway through our talk. For those of you who may be just joining us, and I see Miss Tracy Golay has just joined us, who is in Tallahassee. Thank you for being here. I am on with Miss Nia Mason, who is a FAMU actuarial science major, and we are talking money matters, impact on mental health. Money matters, impact on mental health. Again, the holidays are upon us, and I know it can be so tempting to spend, whether you're buying food for your family or for a feast on, this Thursday is Thanksgiving, or the day after Thanksgiving, which is what?
Black Friday.
Exactly. And so the Black Friday sales seem like they started at the beginning of November. I know I've been seeing them all over the place, right? And so now you don't have to go to the store at 5 in the morning on Friday, because the Black Friday deals are all week long, it seemed like, and even past that, because you got Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday. There's a way to spend your money every day of the week, right? From Thanksgiving to Christmas for sure. And so, again, it's just so much coming at you. I probably had about 5 or 6 people, and I don't even live in Miami anymore right now, but I had 5 or 6 people from Miami sending me a fundraiser for Give Miami coming up, right? And so it's like, oh, how do I decide what I'm going to give to? One of the things that I've learned from a girlfriend of mine, she sets a certain amount to give every quarter. So just say she has $200 a quarter that she's going to give to charitable, organizations, right? But once that $200 is done, that's it. Okay, for the quarter. You feel me? For the quarter. So if somebody sends her something after she's expended that $200 for the quarter, she will say, I'm sorry, I, exhausted my charitable contributions for this quarter. Check in with me next quarter. That's one way to do it, such that they know that you have some budgetary constraints, and it's not that you don't want to give, but you've exhausted that for this quarter, right? All right, so we got a few more folks that have chimed in. Lester, who or what influences your beliefs and attitudes about money? Ooh, that's a good question. Very good question. So, Miss Mason, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. So, what influenced me in my belief or attitudes about money? I would say is most definitely my family and like the future. Like I try to envision my future a lot. So that really like pushes me and really do influence me to like be well trained about my money so I can have the future that I do desire.
Love it.
So
Okay, good, good,
what about
good.
you?
So I would say, definitely family. One of the things that I have a son. One of the things I try to impart in him as a little boy, now I say little boy, fifth, sixth, seventh grade, was the importance of budgeting. So quarterly, I would give him, um, well, yeah, quarterly, I would give him, say, $25. And I'm talking like, so just so you have an idea of the time, this was like in the early 2000s, okay? But I would give him $25, and he would have to go to the grocery store. I'd take him to the grocery store, and he would have to buy breakfast, lunch, and dinner for us. But dinner he would have to make. Okay. So breakfast could be cereal or fruit. Lunch could be like sandwiches, but dinner he would have to make, meaning he would have to like find a recipe and follow it. Okay. And so I really was trying to teach him how to budget, like look at the sales paper, identify what you're going to cook based on what's on sale and how much money you have. And so, those were some of the money scripts that I was trying to instill in him early on. Now, turns out he's a chef, and I think having him cook in middle school really influenced that. I didn't know it was going to stick like that, but hey, whatever. But I think those types of lessons are very important. Yeah, I remember one time being in the grocery store with him, and him telling me, "You just write a check." Like, I was looking for some cash, and he was like, "Well, you can just write a check." I was like, "No, you have to have money in the bank in order to write a check." You know? So Yeah, my parents are savers, especially my mom. She is has been there to support many folks in our family, but I think I do get some of that from her intrinsically. So I see a few more folks have chimed in. Let's see. Miss Tammy said it's like ready, set, go. Great idea. We got Cheyenne Miller said, go Nia. All right. My mom just said, I don't remember saying to myself, as broke, I've been frugal and saved to have a cushion as well. And you have done a great job with that, Ma. All right. Miss Brown, daily health, wealth, love, and abundance, manifestation, prayer is a great way to change your mindset. Amen, Miss Brown. I agree wholeheartedly. And we got KJ Too Smooth in the house. All right, KJ Too Smooth. Thank you for being here. So I would also add to this conversation, especially around the mindfulness, which we kind of mentioned earlier on. But there are different practices that you can do, such as meditation, such as deep breathing exercises that can help calm your mind, calm your body, reduce your stress levels caused by financial anxiety. And then identify and challenge again those negative beliefs. I'm repeating that again, by becoming mindful of irrational or distorted beliefs about money. I would also challenge us to lean in. So if we have these negative thoughts, we talk about being broke or what we don't have, or um, speaking about money from a point of view of lack, I would challenge that. And one, I would challenge us to be grateful for what we have. Do you practice gratitude on a regular basis, Miss Mason?
Yes, I do. I really got into yoga lately.
Okay.
Something about being outside, just taking time for yourself and thinking about nothing really do help for your week. And I would suggest that to anybody. It doesn't even have to be yoga. It can be morning runs
Mm-hmm. Or walks.
or walks if you can't run. Or
Right.
it's just the simple things in life, just taking time for yourself.
Indeed, indeed. All right. Miss Tammy gave us an amen. Brother Quasi, who is in Atlanta, joined us. Peace and blessings. Thank you too. Appreciate you. Tammy, she said, I really do. Okay. Mr. Mason wants to know, what steps are you taking to educate yourself about money management? You on with these questions tonight, Mr. Mason. Thank you so much. All right. So Miss Mason, what you got for him?
Some steps that I am taking to educate myself about money management, I would say just doing my research. So usually I would just go on Google or TikTok because when you are in the younger age, you do use other resources. And they actually give you some unique tips on how to save. Like I did see this one episode where it was talking about how they was actually hiding their money so they won't spend it.
Hmm.
And I actually found that really interesting because it does work. When you forget that you have the money saved, it helps to build up that money saving. So I don't know if y'all need to start hiding y'all money so y'all can save more, but that might help.
Okay. Look, you to normally when we hide it is unintentional. We didn't even know we hid it from ourselves, right?
Right.
Mm-mm. Okay, so I will share again from this article in terms of the money management piece. So, seek out diverse viewpoints on financial matters, engage in conversations with people who have different backgrounds, experiences, and opinions when it comes to money management, investment strategies, or even career choices. So, I want to pause right there on the career choice piece because you have chosen to study actuarial science, which is, look, to me, it almost might need to be like rocket science, right? Because this is so intense. We talk about a lot of testing. We're talking about statistics and risk management and all of that. But actuarial scientists do pretty well, don't they?
Yes, they do actually. I
Mm-hmm.
got really into it because in high school, the only thing I really been good at is math. And so when I went to college, I was just majoring in math, didn't know if I wanted to become a teacher or just something regular in math. So I really had to do my research. And that's why I'm really big on doing research with anything that you do in life. And I found out about actuarial sciences and learned that it's actually about risk management and insurance and healthcare or like regular insurance. And I actually find it really interesting. And I really can't wait to get into my career and grow.
And start making that money, right?
Right. That
But
money.
career choice can also I mean that has a direct impact on your money matters, right? Yes, 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 yes. Career choice.
Yes, it does. It actually matters a lot with your career choice nowadays too, especially with pays. Everybody's trying to get paid 8 figures, and it's kind of hard when society is taking that away with AI and
Mm,
everything as well. So, some jobs are about to disappear if you think about it.
mm. Okay. All right. So Miss Tammy
Mhm.
mentioned safe deposit box over savings accounts. Okay. I would, if you don't mind, Miss Tammy, expound a little bit on that comment for us. I'm gonna go back to this article though. It also talks about embracing failure as a learning opportunity. So instead of seeing setbacks as roadblocks, view them as learning experiences. Remain open to new approaches and strategies, even if they have the potential for failure. So embracing failure as an opportunity to learn and grow will help you approach financial success with an open mindset. Right. So you definitely want to, again, because you're not going to always get it right. Right. You're going to make some mistakes, but learn from those mistakes and use them as opportunities to grow and do better and make better choices in the future. All right. And then this last point that this article makes, it says break through the barriers of shame, fear, and pride. Talk to others if you are struggling, as financial anxiety breeds in isolation. You are not alone, and most people can relate to challenging financial times, and that is why it is important to seek help. So, as you already stated, Ms. Mason, seek a financial therapist, a financial counselor, a um a financial advisor, right?
Yeah.
Christina Rose, she says, such an important topic. Kudos, Nia, on taking steps early to establish your focus regarding money, money management, financial literacy, and sharing that with others. Absolutely, which is exactly why we have her on tonight, because she spoke. She said that this was something that she was very interested in and encouraging, and particularly the young people to, do this work. Very important work, right? How do you like again, I can't, drive this home enough, but how do you stay focused, especially as a young person? Because I know when I was in college, man, the mall was calling my name, especially if there was a game coming up or a trip coming up, I wanted to be fresh, right? So how do you stay focused, Miss Mason?
Yes, I already talked about it prior, but I want to bring it up again because it's very important. This is when I think of the needs versus wants. So I really have to just stay focused on already having that 20% saved before I even want to go to a game or before I even want to do anything that is not a want or a need, literally. So I just have to stay just focused. And it's really hard for people to do that. And I would just say you just gotta just really put your mind to it.
Okay. So
Just
mindset matters. Mindset matters, right?
yes, it
Okay.
really does.
All right. All right. All right. Oh, okay. So here, Miss Tammy said, savings account is easy access and a safe deposit. You will have to go into the bank. All right. So that's kind of, I feel like that's kind of her way of hiding it a little bit. It's not hidden, but it takes a little extra effort. And so we don't want to take that extra step of having to go down to the safe deposit box. Savings account, we could just easily transfer that from our savings to our checking and it'll be gone. So I get it. Thank you for sharing that, Miss Tammy. All right. So we have covered quite a bit, from self-care and stress to needs and wants, priorities, social media comparisons, our motivations and goals. Anything else that we are missing, Miss Mason, that you want to definitely make sure we cover?
The only thing that I wanted to say is I want everybody to share a win or a strategy that helped you feel empowered. This can be like anything that's motivational with stress or anything with a financial goal this month. I just want everybody to share that's online with us right now to have a chance to be able to say so.
Okay, so share a strategy that they use for their money matters.
Yes, I love ending on a positive note. Be
Okay.
big on big affirmations, like I said prior.
Okay, good deal. All right, so Stephanie has kicked us off. Thank you so much. She said having an accountability partner is helpful. My best friend is great at telling me, no, you don't need that. Ooh, I love, love, love that, Miss Stephanie. Thank you so much for sharing it. So having an accountability partner. So that is one of her strategies. All right, y'all, come on, let us know. What are your strategies for your financial mental health, we're gonna call it? What are some of your strategies? What are some of your strategies? I will say having a budget and sticking to it is golden for me. Like having a budget and sticking to it. Like that has been a great strategy for me. It really has. It
How do
really
you control what you put on your budget?
um So I got goals. I have some really big goals. And as we get close to the end of the year, I'm very reflective in terms of like what I did this year and what I want to do next year. So that is a driving force for me, is what my goals are. I have some goals that are like around the house goals in terms of, because I'm a homeowner, some home improvement things that I want to do. And then I have some personal like travel goals. I like to go places and see new things. So that's another one of my goals. So that's how I kind of prioritize things, especially with that kind of disposable income or savings, if you will. All right. Okay. So Miss Tammy said, I love that. Thank you, Miss Tammy. Mr. Mason, he said, pay yourself first. Your future self is dependent on you. Yes, I love that, Mr. Mason. That's a great strategy. Pay yourself first. So that's that savings that we've been talking about, right?
Mhm.
Did you learn that from your dad?
I sure did.
Great job, Mr. Mason. Great job. All right. So we've heard have an accountability partner. We've heard budget. We've heard pay yourself first. All right. Christina, Miss Mason, using cash instead of swiping my card. Oh, yes. I love that too. I swipe sometimes and don't even realize I'm doing it. Yes. So once that cash, if you again have a cash amount, that's what you're gonna use. Once that cash is done, you're done. All right. No more spending after that. So I love that. All right, Miss Wilson. Budgeting is very important, but I do include wasteful spending. Yes, you can do that for sure. So if the budget is not going to work, I know where to pull from. Yes, yes. So maybe again, there's adjustments in those expenses, especially those that are not fixed. Or maybe they are fixed for a year, but they go up because of taxes and insurance, or because your property management, the rent goes up. So yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for sharing that strategy, Miss Wilson. All right. Anybody else with any strategies for your financial mental health, for your financial mental health? I like the affirmations that Miss Mason you mentioned earlier. I think that's a great one. And hopefully you all will hold on to that one that I read earlier about I am attracting wealth and abundance into my life with smart financial decisions and opportunities. Yes. All right, Miss Brown, ask yourself, if what I want to purchase is a need or a want. Ooh, that's a good one too. Yes, Miss Brown, you own it. I love that strategy. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Miss Christina Rose. Yes, budget review. I add it to my weekly calendar and make it a priority. Love it. So again, now we're talking about time blocking, right? So you are taking time weekly to review that budget to see if you're on track, to see, what shifts have been made. And I think this ties in hand with Miss Brown. Is this a need or a want? Do I
Right.
really need this or do I just want it? Right. And then my mom said, I do hide my money and learn how to invest. Yes. Both of those are great strategies, Mom. Thank you for sharing. All right. Miss Tammy said, yes, yes. All right. So she's agreeing with all of these comments that have come forth. Y'all got some good strategies. I love this. I love this. I love this. So that was a good question, Miss Mason, asking them about their financial mental health strategies. I love it. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? I'll tell you what. Let me see. I think also, and I'm gonna try to do more of this coming up in 2025, is surrounding myself with people who have healthy relationships with money and
Mhm.
who inspire and then motivate me to succeed.
Yeah.
That whole iron sharpening iron, that is, I think, very, very true.
Yes. I believe in surrounding myself with people who I either have a like-minded aspect or with people who I inspired to like be or around. So
Mhm.
I will agree with that statement as well.
Indeed,
Very
indeed,
powerful to
indeed.
surround yourself with powerful people.
Yes, 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 yes. All right. Miss Tammy said, absolutely. She said that has really helped. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. So surrounding yourself with positive influences, which is those people, those affirmations, challenging those limiting beliefs, like put those beliefs in check, put that negativity in check, those self sabotaging thoughts in check, and rewrite those scripts, those money stories, so that you can achieve financial success. All right. Yes. And Miss Rose, and speak life over your finances. Do the work and expect positive results. Yes. Expecting positive results. That is so powerful. That expectation piece is so powerful, because you know, as the word says, as a man or woman thinks, so is he or she. And so if you are thinking positive, then positivity will be the result, right? Because you will put those things in action so that you can, speak life and not death, and speak well and prosperity and abundance. Yes. So
Yes,
thank you.
that's why I'm really big of having if you put good things out in the world, you're gonna receive good things in the world.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, indeed. Love it. All right, Miss Mason. Well, we are coming to the end of our conversation. So I want to give you an opportunity to give some closing remarks and tell the people how they can connect with you.
I just wanted to thank everyone that have joined the live. I hope y'all have experienced a great learning opportunity, learned some more tips and tricks regarding how to save and how to better your mental regarding finances. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I dropped it in the comments below, and you can follow me on Instagram as well, which is Nia Simone's 2 I's and 2 E's, and reach out and I'll feel free to connect with you as well. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, very good. Well, I again appreciate you so much for joining me this evening for this conversation. I think this is one that we definitely want to keep going because, our money and finances is such a huge part of our lives. And when we have monetary stress and tough times, it's just it makes it difficult for us to function. And so I just love seeing a young person such as yourself, Miss Mason, that is so positive and affirming about your money matters. And definitely the strategies that you have used and that we've talked about this evening, I hope that others will pick up. I see we do have some comments. Real quick, Miss Jeanette, she said, while you're saving, invest in an independent retirement account, so IRA, because many corporations don't sponsor retirement account benefits. All right, that sounds like that's one of your strategies, Miss Jeanette. So thank you for sharing that. So definitely want to have some type of retirement account or retirement tool that you can utilize. Miss Tammy said, very happy I connected. Peace and blessings. All right. Thank you. If any of you found this to be beneficial to you tonight, let us know in the comments. I hope that you were able to glean something from it that you can use or share with a friend or a loved one, that will benefit them. And I invite you all to keep this conversation going, share it with a friend, share it with a loved one, share it with somebody that you think would benefit from it and could use what we talked about here today. For those of you who are new to my platform, I invite you to subscribe to Conversations with Nicole. We are here live on Mondays and Wednesdays, focused on mental health and wellness in Black and Brown communities specifically. And tonight we have been talking about financial wellness, which everything starts with mindset, right? Everything starts with mindset. On this Mindset Monday, just a reminder, everything starts with mindset, and we have no health without mental health. So we need to be our best selves mentally. All right. So, Brother Quasi, thank you. Conversation with Nicole for giving young people a platform to share and network. Thank you, Brother Quasi. Ms. Kesey, most definitely appreciate you so much. So listen, don't get out here, y'all, this week and get crazy with this Black Friday spending. Okay. I'm just telling you, don't do it. Don't do it to yourselves. Don't do it to your families. Listen, because you still got to live beyond these holidays. Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. Miss Wilson, great chat. Love, 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 love this. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. I want to thank specifically Team Mason, because listen, them Masons showed up tonight. You hear me? I love it. Y'all came to support y'all, baby. I appreciate it. All right. Miss Brown, great question from my niece, Nia Mason. All right. Thank you, Miss Brown, for being here and supporting. We appreciate that so much. All right. Very good. Well, again, just want to wish you all a very happy holiday. Have a great rest of the evening and check that money. Those money matters. Don't let it negatively affect your mental health. All right. We will see y'all next time.
Bye.